I have a breaking news for you viewers. Airstrikes have been conducted by Ethiopian Air Force on Mekelle. Some sources are saying that airstrikes on Wakro have also been conducted, but most sources are confirming that airstrikes have been conducted on Mekelle city of Tigray. Why is Ethiopian Air Force conducting airstrikes on Mekelle? What was the target? Is Ethiopian government taking this escalation to another level? Is Ethiopian government trying to take this war back to Tigray? What is the objective behind these airstrikes? Several questions need answers. Because this conflict is taking twists and turns. We saw that almost 10 days ago, Ethiopian National Defense Force, Amhara forces launched a major offensive to push TDF out of Amhara region. TDF partly repelled this offensive and TDF managed to gain some territories as well. Now Ethiopian Air Force is conducting airstrikes on Mekelle. What does it mean? What does this action mean, viewers? Is it a desperate move? Because we have been hearing from TPLF leaders, TDF generals for the past 2 days that they have inflicted irreparable losses on Ethiopian National Defense Force and Amhara forces, and they cannot recover now. Geta Choreda is talking about Djibouti, Ethiopia road. Sadkan is talking about military, political and diplomatic changes in coming days in Ethiopia. Why is that Ethiopian government is conducting airstrikes now on Mekelle? Viewers, in my view, yes, ENDF has suffered losses. Amhara forces have suffered losses in this new offensive, but they have three weapons left, viewers. First weapon is Ethiopian Air Force. Ethiopian Air Force, Ethiopian drones which have been newly purchased by Ethiopian government. Yes, so far we haven't seen TDF capturing any drones, any bombers, fighter jets of Ethiopian Air Force. So Ethiopian Air Force does have this capability to conduct airstrikes. Second weapon is regional forces. Ethiopian National Defense Force. Federal troops have suffered losses, but there are still regional forces remaining. Somali regions forces, Oromia special forces, and Amhara special forces, Amhara regional forces too. So they have some manpower left in terms of regional forces. Thirdly, Eritrea, we cannot ignore likely role of Eritrea. Eritreans can intervene from the north, from Adigrat, from Badme. So far, we haven't seen any advance from Eritrean side into Tigray from Adigrat, from Badme. There is very heavy deployment of Eritrean forces along Tigray-Eritrea border. Is this deployment defensive or offensive? It's not clear. But so far, we haven't seen any development indicating that Eritrean forces are trying to enter Tigray from the north. But three weapons left: Eritrean forces, regional forces, and Ethiopian Air Force, which can conduct airstrikes, which it did a few hours ago. What was the target? It's not clear, because Tigray news sources are saying that civilians have been killed and areas close to Mesibo factory have been targeted and several civilians have been admitted in hospitals. But targets are still unclear. Viewers, this is second phase of new ENDF offensive. First phase of new ENDF offensive was the one in which we saw that TDF repelled ENDF offensive, and TDF managed to reach a far region. It managed to reach outskirts of Dasi. It managed to reach Vichale, viewers. Now the second phase of the new offensive has started. It seems that Ethiopian government will now try to hit Tigray. Ethiopian government can conduct airstrikes on Tigray because if you conduct airstrikes in Amhara, there could have been civilian casualties. But in Tigray, Ethiopian Air Force can conduct more airstrikes. TDF's training camps, TDF's weapon depots, TDF's units who are on their way, TDF supply lines, they are expected to be targeted by Ethiopian Air Force in Tigray. Is Ethiopian government taking this war to another level? Yes, if these airstrikes continue, it means the Ethiopian government does not want to give in. It wants to take this war back to Tigray. But does ENDF have human resources to launch ground invasion of Tigray? Well, what we have seen so far is that ENDF has suffered heavy losses. ENDF is not in a position to launch a large-scale ground invasion of Tigray. Ethiopian Air Force is expected to conduct airstrikes on TDF positions in Tigray, but ground invasion of Tigray by ENDF, it's not very likely because manpower could be a problem for ENDF. Though today, Amhara political party and other Ethiopian government supporters, they called for mass mobilization. They are calling for each and every individual in Ethiopia to join the military. They say it's a war for survival. Everyone must participate in this war. But of course, you cannot train, you cannot recruit soldiers in a few days or even in a few weeks as well. Poorly trained soldiers, poorly equipped soldiers can not make a difference. That we are seeing, viewers. Escalation from Ethiopian government, no doubt. A sign of desperation as well, because ENDF's offensive in Amhara to push TDF out of Amhara has partly failed. And thirdly, it was very much expected. If you are trying to push TDF out of Amhara, you will try to hit TDF supply lines, which are from Tigray. If supplies are coming from Tigray, of course, Ethiopian Air Force, ENDF will try to hit these supply lines. That is why airstrikes have been conducted. It's still unclear what was the real target of Ethiopian Air Force in these airstrikes. The airstrikes could intensify in coming days. This war is now reaching another level. Ethiopian government, Ethiopian forces are trying to take this war back to Tigray. Thank you for watching.